This is Wednesday, 9:30 a.m., April 1st, 2026. Time zone is GMT +1. I just opened my phone. I'm seeing AOC commits to vote against any arms to Israel. Okay, clap for her. Okay, Jaden Ivy. Jaden Ivy's story is what made me even open my recorder now to make me talk about religious psychosis. So Jaden Ivy, they say he's in Chicago Bulls, and he was waived for his anti-LGBTQ comments that were delivered under the mask of religious freedom. So before we continue, let us actually get the definition of what religious psychosis is, so that we're not operating from a we're not operating from an unaware headspace. We're not operating from a headspace that is assuming this means this, meanwhile that means that. So here they wrote, religious psychosis is a type of psychosis where symptoms such as delusions and hallucinations are centered on religious or spiritual themes. Saying that the Bible hates gays or whatever is like a dictation, is a recitation, because that message is implicitly spoken throughout the Bible. So saying that in itself is not religious psychosis. That doesn't mean that people should go around saying stupid things like that, but yeah. But saying it as per you now believe in your heart, chaka that to be gay is a fundamental moral failing. That one, I don't know if it counts as religious psychosis, but that one, I feel like you are using the Bible to mask a bigger hatred you have. So this is why after investigations are carried out, many people, after they investigate, they will find out that most people that are violently homophobic are gay people themselves. So maybe religious psychosis is not the exact word for what things like this are, but ultimately they are bad things. And even if you want to say, where's in the Bible now? Not to have my religious freedom. The Bible also explicitly justifies slavery. The Bible has also justified genocidal violence. God ordained genocidal violence. You might say, the context was this. Did God ordain the violence or not? Did God ordain the slavery or not? Did God so much as even give them directions on how to carry out the slavery or not? So the idea that the people, New Testament, see, the people that want to now hamper that, it's only New Testament that we're following, then abandon the Old Testament, chaka. Abandon it. Like, as they are printing Bible, they should print it from Matthew. You cannot, two things cannot be true at once. The Old Testament cannot be in your book and you say, I'm ignoring it, but you're not going to refer to it when it serves your bigotry. If you go to a church and they are quoting books like Deuteronomy, they don't know what they are saying. If it truly it is not part of the Christian faith anymore, that is only from New Testament, you people are following, then follow New Testament. Although of these issues that I can remember is still only being gay. But I think that Paul, when he wrote that self, was even referring to older laws which all human beings at that point did. I'm not even sure if slavery, I don't think slavery was eradicated during Paul's time. It's just that maybe he didn't make explicit prescriptions around slavery. Then violence, there really isn't violence in the New Testament. There's hardly any like genocidal violence in the New Testament that I can remember. For that Old Testament, he choke. So I don't think this falls within religious psychosis. I don't know how to. Okay, symptoms such as. So symptoms could be. Let's Google what is psychosis. Okay, I have a subheading here, an example of psychosis. So psychosis involves a loss of contact with reality. Actually, then in this case, it is a psychosis, because reality is this is a human being. You are not saying, you should be chastised for being a human being. So it's actually a psychosis. But let's continue reading. It involves a loss of contact with reality, characterized by hallucinations, sensory experiences without stimuli, and delusions, false fixed beliefs. Yes, this is delusion. Yes, so it's a psychosis. Yes, it's a psychosis. Common examples include hearing voices, paranoid beliefs that other it's a psychosis. It's a psychosis. Is a psychosis, or grandiose belief of having special religious psychosis full ground. Oh wow. So it's even plenty like this, because this grandiose belief of having special power. How many are there in Nigeria? It can be triggered by mental health conditions, substance use, or medical issues. Common examples of psychosis symptoms: hallucination, delusion, disorganized thinking, behavioral changes. So people are now saying, of course now, is his religious right? God got your back. Matthew 10 verse 33. Matthew is it 10 verse 15? For the blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Abi they shall inherit the net. I've forgotten that beatitude. But blessed are those for persecuted for righteousness' sake. Yes, I'm persecuted for righteousness' sake. My heaven will be passed on our own. Competition for inside heaven, where the goal of heaven is even everybody. There's nothing like competition again. Wallah, if you're a capitalist, you will not enjoy heaven. Just keep sinning so you go to hell. Anyway, now what he said was, like I said, there's the dictation aspect of it, that what he said was not a misquoting or a misinterpretation of a book written many years ago that is not open to amendment. You understand? However, saying that as an employee of an organization that for the years you've been in, for the bulk of the years you've been in, I assume, has been explicitly supportive of the queer community. I'll be sure that's the word. I don't know because I've heard things like LGBT is offensive. I heard things like queer is offensive. But basically, let me just use LGBT because that's what the headlines are reading. Supportive of the LGBT community, LGBT plus community, publicly, right? It's not as if they are hiding it. That's, corporate level of sponsorship of, even pride events and all of that. You now that want to come out and basically proclaim your homophobia through a religious lens, because you're saying, it's my religion, but you as an adult choose the religion, is what a lot of people don't realize. I have religious freedom does not mean that what the religion you grow up with is the religion you will die with. Apostasy is not a crime in America. That one I know. Even in Nigeria, it is not a crime, at least in most states anyway. So, it's you now that chose the religion. So, if you are going to breathe fire down the aspects of the religion that do not align with your company has the right to dismiss you. Say, this person, we're not aligned with him. Now it's tricky because we are dismissing somebody's source of income because of our alignment or disalignment of values. But then again, he probably even signed like a public relations contract that these are some things like this, you'll not even talk about it in public. It's possible. So on the one hand, it's tragic you lose your source of income because of what you believe strongly, but at the same time, you can't come and now proclaim the name. You can't publicly espouse values that are contrary to your company's belief. Is like, you're working for a vegan company, they make vegan alternatives to protein, and I'll be there like, KFC, oh my god, KFC is peak, eat KFC. So I saw ahead. The other thing that I wanted to bring up while around this is I saw McClelland's video, or a recent repost of McClelland's video, that the person called it God, Gays, and Slavery. And basically the person was responding to McClelland, one of McClelland's older videos, that yes, the Bible condemns homosexuality, condemns effeminacy, condemns it supports slavery, and it supports genocidal violence. But if we have the moral framework today to disconnect from the support of slavery and violence, then we equally have the framework to disconnect from the condemnation of gay people. So you can now see that this issue has actually even matured above religion, because there's no person, no matter how religious there are, but most of these people anyway, especially people from minority classes like black people, every black person cannot come out and say slavery was justified because the Bible justifies it. You understand? Both black African and black American, black Caribbean, and all those, because we know it's not good. We know it's not good. You cannot come out and say that genocidal violence is right, because we know it's not good. How many genocidal Native Americans dey, black Americans dey, Africans dey? In short, anything wey no be European, e just dey like say na everything wey no be European dey. So there's nothing like Bible says so therefore that is where my morality will hang. You are not E.T. You are not a mumu. That I don't know why many Christians cannot say that Bible is book. Bible is book. Being a Christian by definition is, do you believe Jesus Christ is the Son of God? Chaka. Do you believe that he died for our sins? Chaka. Oto. Jesus didn't. What was this helicopter now? Anyways, I don't think Jesus spoke explicitly on this issue, right? And even if he did, he would have been quoting based off of social norms and rules of the time. Ultimately, your sense is not meant to be tied to words written thousands of years ago. We as human beings, collectively, as we observe society, we recognize, hey, this is actually not good. Though. It's actually not good. It's you that's meant to rise above. The Bible is not this authoritative thing that we've made it out to be. We are not meant to worship Bible. Bible is ultimately word of man. Even if you say, but this men, they were inspired by God. You're inspired by which one? You're inspired by which one? It's devil that's inspiring you now. The thing about the Bible is they fight some men over others. As if someone who believes in the awesomeness of a God you cannot comprehend, how can you reduce yourself to something that reduces the awesomeness of God into only a few pages. How does that happen? Fair enough, yes, we can now say, oh, some people are inspired by God to do good, some people are inspired by God to go and do genocide in Israel. But it's now us that will now review. All these things depend on us, Chaka, as human beings, on our ability to rise above any wind that appears to be the name of God, to be the voice of God, to tell us to do anything. We as human beings need to say, no, this thing you want to do, look at how it will affect another person. You understand? That's how life should be. But instead, some wicked governments there will rather spend their taxpayer money on propaganda to justify their wicked actions in some places. They should continue. Sure, now all of us gathered at this ground, but they should continue. So, very good today. April 1st, why is road so busy? I thought. So this is number one. You get the bad hearts. Now you just they use religion, they justify your bad hearts. You get bad hearts, normal. For no talk anything, God say God. Now you get bad hearts. You can't use God say they justify your bad hearts. You be a bad person, Charlie. Nonsense. But I pray for them. Shut up. You don't pray for anybody. Shut up. You don't pray for anybody. Mumu. He's not a mumu. Don't mind me, Jerry. I'm just joking here. He's just I don't know if he's a new convert or he grew up in this. If he grew up in this, that one I can't blame me. But as you use your adult head and accepted this one, Oga, I don't know what to tell you. I do not know what to tell you. You probably share MB. I don't know. Sports generally is still codedly homophobic. So I don't know how many gay colleagues he might have. But even if he has zero across the OMB, he has zero gay colleagues. You know me. You have gay fans. That one I know. You have gay, probably family members. You have that are there. They are watching you say this thing. That yes, they are not dumb. They know everybody and their mama knows. It is written, Don't worry, we know. But you saying it, especially as someone that has signed contract to an organization that supports otherwise, now you do yourself. I don't feel like I give you. So I saw a comment out of many. I try to pick the best comment, but there are so many good comments, but this is one of them. This person was responding to somebody that was like, so they are dropping him because he's a Christian? He's just dropping him because of his religious belief? What kind of thing is that? This world is wicked. Yes, blessed are those that say persecuted for the righteousness' sake. For just they shall inherit the kingdom of God. Woo. So this person now responded, it wasn't his beliefs that got him caught. It was the fact that he signed to a global, saying that the same thing they talk about, he signed to a global agency that supports the group that he's speaking ill of, not to mention the insults he gave to the NBA, especially when no one asked him. Unprovoked, he made a video. He signed away his freedom when he signed that contract. That's a dicey statement. But, so he quite frankly beats the hands that fed. In short, I don't even know why I don't think I read these comments through, but because the same thing can easily be said about people who speak up against genocide when what was it called? Meanwhile, they're assigned to Zionist companies and all of that. This one, I saw better arguments for this. I don't know why it's this one that made my screenshots. Well, yeah, basically, morally, ultimately what matters now is what is morally right. It's not even what is legal, because if we're going legal, slavery was legal. Homophobia today is even legal. Where me there? Gaga, it's legal. So, Yeah, it is morally wrong what he did. It is morally wrong. It is understandable, but the sentiment behind it is wrong. We should not. It was just yesterday or day before yesterday. They said they've unbanned conversion therapy, America in 2026. But I hope ultimately that they'll all be fine. They said the wife hasn't been. He said the wife hasn't even been answering him. Well, I just hope it goes well for him, and that ultimately he gets to a point where he understands. Not, there's many people who say, don't allow Western media, don't allow woke media, don't allow satanic media, because now they are branding lack of homophobia. They are branding lack of homophobia as satanic. Can you imagine? Don't allow all these satanic people to brainwash you. You're a child of God. You're a shining star. This is a black person, Oh yeah, now let's call slavery now. Let's child of God, good. Let us support slavery. Because we don't know how to use our brain again. Don't allow them to oppress you. Don't allow them to silence you. My hope is that this guy actually sees the reason why, beyond even a religious lens. I beg. It's important that people that go through all this very public wrestling with ideology come to find out the actual reason why. You understand? Before it gets to the point where, your ideology, your ego will now grow so big, you won't be able to touch ground again. Please. Obviously, I'm talking to 0 people here, but I beg, whoever may know him, reach out to him, offer him support. Don't isolate him. Please, that it has come out public, that means he's been holding it inside for so long and he just felt touched to say it. So please don't just be around him. Try and point him and say, we know, yes, what the Bible says, but you think about this. What does it say? Give him the analogy of slavery. Try and make him understand. Calm him down. Let him think. Put him in a reasoning spot. Now, according to research that people like Igan Tatum have been bringing to the limelight, they say that some of these religious psychosis people have bigger amygdala also. That is hard for them to really understand. Okay, that the portion of the brain that responds to fear-based action is larger than the other part of the brain that is responsible for like proper reasoning and all of that. So even if that, I don't know if those people can still be spoken through. Whether they can still talk to such people, I don't know. I hope so. I would like to hope that all human beings, irrespective of our brain structure, we can still come to a reasoning. Maybe it might just be harder for some, but please talk to him, show him the way, calm him down. You understand? Don't tell him it's not a matter of satanic agenda, woke agenda, antichrist agenda. Those are ET talking points. They are ET. All those ones is ET. They are not real talking points. So calm him down, explain. This is why this is this. This is why this is that. This is why even if this says this is this, this is why it says this is that. Give him the perspective. Let him explain. Let Abi explain to him. That's it, Jerry. These days, I know they do multiple issues too much for one recording again. May they get content. So, yep. That's just my thoughts on something I just saw this morning. I said, let me on mic and talk about it. Bye.